Don't Look Up. This movie was truly as unusual as I was kind of anticipating with that. If you had a chance to listen to the Upcoming Movies podcast this past week, you probably heard me talk about the fact that this one looked so bad that it was going to be good. And honestly, it lived up to those expectations in more than one way. The story is about a scientist and his protege that's directly underneath of him, and she ends up finding a comet that is heading straight towards Earth. And it is a planet killer with a 99.78% chance of certainty. So they want to get the news out and try to warn everybody with as much advance notice as they can. Through the process of this, it just ends up being a comedy of errors because they take it all the way to the president, and forgive me on that. The president is a female president. She is a piece of work. Her name is President Orlean. There are a lot of references to her actually being basically Hillary Clinton. I know you can't see me, but I'm doing the whole air quotes on that. But there's even a picture of Bill Clinton kissing Meryl Streep on the desk as if it was like pretending to be Hillary. And this president is it's just a disaster. She wants to try to hide this from people, and she's telling everybody to kind of play it down. And then her kid, who is just this annoying little kid named, I say little kid, he's a grown man, but he acts like a 5-year-old. This movie, I don't know if it was intending on being a comedy, but it was definitely chuckle-worthy throughout most of the มี, even in the midst of this. So then these scientists it's Leonardo DiCaprio and it's Jennifer Lawrence. So, I mean, just there's a ton of A-list stars. President Orlean is Meryl Streep. I mean, there's A-list stars throughout this thing. But they are acting just so out of character. And like I said, it is supposed to be bad. As the president and the cabinet want to cover this up because they don't want people to panic, the scientist and his protege decide to go on to a national talk show, and he has an anxiety attack, and she's like, we're all gonna die. Okay, not that that's funny, but just the way that happens, and instantly becomes a meme online, or meme, however you pronounce that. I know I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but one of the lines is, a spoonful of Xanax helps the medicine go down. And that's just kind of a comedy that is in this movie. It truly is just so bad it's good. I mean, it's just cringeworthy throughout this whole story. Now, what happens? Are they able to divert this comet before it hits the planet? Is there any chance at all? Or is humanity doomed? If it plays out anything like what you might imagine, I'm not actually going to ruin that for you, so you're going to have to check this out. But like I said, don't come expecting to see some piece like Armageddon or something like Deep Impact or along those lines, because you don't get anywhere near the depth of those stories with this one. It's just, sorry, I can't even talk about this one without chuckling. But another line in the movie that just kind of gives you the feel of this is going with this is, I want to die peacefully in my sleep like my grandfather, not screaming like his passengers. And I'll give you just a second to think about that. If you do decide to take a chance on this and watch this, there is a post-credit bonus scene that you will not want to miss out on. It's a lot of fun. It takes a lot of cheap shots at Hollywood and at politics and the whole bit, and I absolutely adore that they made quote-unquote Hillary look like an absolute lunatic, but that's like on a personal thing of mine. But like I said, this one it was truly interesting in every part of its presentation. I did actually give this a 6 out of 10 on the deputy scale, just because it truly was so bad it was good. This is almost one of those ones, it's going to be a guilty pleasure. It's going to be a favorite to some, and it's going to be absolutely cringeworthy to others. Like me, I loved it. If from a personal perspective, from a critic perspective, I had to tear into it a little bit because there's just so many things wrong with it. But the way it plays out just more than makes up for it. Is it going to be for everyone? No. Is it going to offend a lot of people? I hope so. But it's one of those ones that you're going to be talking about and thinking about for a long time. So, like I said, if you want to check it out, you'll probably be glad, but there's a lot of strong language and a lot of inappropriate scenes for a younger audience. Even for sensitive individuals, this might be a bit much, but if you have the chutzpah to go for it, this is one that you might be glad you watched. Either that or you're going to absolutely hate it. It's one of those ones that truly is going to have strong feelings either way.